These here washcloths are really quick and easy to make. There's a 1 row repeat and there's automatically a scalloped edge, so you don't even need to make any border. Close by the stitch looks like this. You can of course also make it striped or in blocks of color. And we are also going to look at the hanging loop if you want to do that. It's done in a way that you only go round once. I don't know if it happens to you that you see a new stitch and you immediately fall in love with it. Because this is what happened to me. I saw this here stitch in this Finnish magazine from 1981. And they mentioned that this here stitch had been popular at the end of 1800s. Now, there are so many stitches all around the world, and nowadays with internet, they spread from country to country. So it's very possible that this here stitch has an English name, just I don't know what it is. It's quick and easy, a little bit lacy, and it has just a little bit of texture. And because there's not a lot of texture, it doesn't take a lot of yarn either. So the cloth today is much easier than the one we made last week, like this here. And you can check that later on. That was a very textured pattern. So we'll make this one today. I normally make all cloths in bamboo yarn or blend bamboo like this one. It has a bit of cotton in it. And the reason for that is that bamboo is much more absorbent and softer than cotton. But of course you can use cotton as well. The size of a cloth that I'm going to make will take about 2/3 of this 50-gram ball. So it's also a project that you can use leftover yarn for. And you need a hook that goes with it. I'm using this 3.5mm one. Each of these scallops takes 3 chains, and when you start you need to chain 1 extra. I'm making a new one in the same size as this here, and you need to chain in multiples of 3 plus 1. And I'm going to chain 37. So make a slip knot and chain 37. And chain fairly loose. And if you feel that you can't change the tightness of your chaining, then you could take a larger hook for the chain. It's just that otherwise it may pull at the bottom of it. So chain 37. Here's my chain, and then we start the stitch. We start in the second chain from the hook. So not that one, but this here, and 1 single crochet there. And I'm using American crochet terms. Anyway, there's no single crochet in the British terms. And then chain 2. And 2 double crochets in that same stitch. Here's 1 and another. Then skip 2. That one, and a single crochet in the third one. Again, chain 2. And 2 double crochets in the same stitch. And this is actually what we'll continue the whole time. It's just after this base row we'll do it slightly differently. So continue like this until the end. I'll do 1 more. So again, skip 2, 1, 2, and third. Single crochet, chain 2 and 2 double crochets, and continue like that until the end of your chain. Here, and the last group of stitches is in the first chain, so it sort of goes across a bit. And then always for turning, chain 3, 3, and insert the hook in that there space that the 2 chains has left, and a single crochet there. and chain 2. And we do the same kind of stitches, but now we always go into this here loop on the side of the double crochets. So in the same place, 2 double crochets. There. And then you skip to the next chain 2 space there and a single crochet in that. So this puts the groups of stitches quite close together. And again chain 2 and 2 double crochets. And the next one. And this is all you do. So this is a very easy stitch to learn by heart, and you can of course use this for lots of other things, but it's very handy for a cloth like this here. So you continue like that until the end, and then again you turn with 3 chains and start again. I'll go to the end and show the turning one more time. Here I'm coming to the end of that row, and also here for the last stitch you do the same. So there's that loop and a single crochet there, chain 2, there, and now we are ready to turn. So you chain 3 and turn and go into that loop there and that stitch there and continue. So you continue like this until the cloth is square, and then at the end we'll still make the hanging loop in just one round. So here we are. Now I have crocheted all this, and the easiest way to know if something is square is to fold it into triangle, and if it meets, then it's square. And I really like this here texture of this here stitch. It's nice when you look at it from different angles. So now if you don't need a hanging loop, then it's done, so you just finish it off. Because of the stitch, it has these scalloped edges, so I wouldn't add anything to it unless you wanted something for the starting edge, because it has less of the scallop. But I'm not going to do anything for that. But I will make a hanging loop. And the easiest way to do the hanging loop, I find, is to use foundation single crochet, because then you just go round once. Chain 1. And for the other stitch that we need, I like to insert the hook under 2 loops here at the base, so it becomes sturdy enough. Then yarn over and through one of the stitches, yarn over and through both. And then insert the hook through both of the stitches at the side that we made, yarn over through the loop, and yarn over and again through one of the loops and a single crochet. This is the basic foundation single crochet, but just in case you don't know how to do it. So through the 2 loops again, and so what we're doing is a chain and a single crochet at the same time. So 2 loops through one and through both. So then just continue like that until your loop is long enough. I made 22 foundation stitches, and then attach it to the start, maybe with 2 slip stitches like that there. So here's our loop, and then you can finish it off and it's done. And here we have all 3. Enjoy making some for yourself or for family or friends. Or you could of course also sell this at the craft fair if you're doing that. And also check out my other recent washcloth pattern here. Until next time.